keep seeing the same comment pop up over and over again on my channel and others. Shouldn't we just be happy that Venezuelans are happy? Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a topic I briefly touched on a few videos ago, but lately I've been seeing more and more comments about it. Not just on my videos, but other creators as well. So I just want to ask a simple question to everyone. Should we be listening to Venezuelan citizens and just leaving it at that? Should we just be happy because they're happy that Maduro's gone? Today I'm going to look into a report from Global News, where they interview a few Venezuelan citizens now living in Canada. And across the board, they're ecstatic that Maduro is gone. I understand that part, and I don't disagree with that feeling. But the bigger question is, the person who removed him from power, is he any better? That's what today's video is going to be about. I'm also going to show a video from Jamie Kaler on TikTok. He did a skit that uses a really simple analogy to explain what Trump did to Venezuela. I originally came across it on the Keith Edwards show, and I thought it was worth sharing with all of you here. Today's backdrop was sent in by Jakob, taken from Denmark, from a field not too far from his home. I felt it was important to show photos from our allies as well, especially right now. Personally, I believe Canadians need to stand with Greenland and Denmark, because like us, they're now back in the crosshairs of the orange guy. So Jakob, thank you for sending this in. And for what it's worth, this Canadian speaking right now stands with you, Greenland and Denmark. Okay, let's get into the Global News report.
In the kitchen of Latin Dough restaurant in the west end of Toronto, its Venezuelan owners are celebrating.
We had a miracle and today is a miracle. Enjoy.
The grateful President Nicolas Maduro was captured and removed from the country.
Today what actually happened was just finally we are free from this tyrant.
The couple moved from Venezuela to Canada nearly a decade ago, among millions who fled their home.
We are grateful that we were able to come to Canada, but obviously it takes a toll on you when your family, you don't see your parents for 8 years.
Now I get it. I genuinely understand why so many Venezuelans are celebrating that Maduro's gone. He wasn't a good person. He ruled through fear and pushed many citizens to the point where they felt they had no choice but to flee the country. And while I'm truly glad to see Venezuelans feeling so hopeful right now, I have to be honest, I don't think this celebration is going to last very long. And I'll explain why near the end of this report.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand wrote in a statement, since 2019, she said, we have refused to recognize any legitimacy of the Maduro regime and opposed its repression of the Venezuelan people, adding, Canada calls on all parties to respect international law. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre, whose wife was born in Venezuela, praised the U.S. for its military move on Venezuela, writing, congratulations to President Trump on successfully arresting narco-terrorist and socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro, who should live out his days in prison.
I'm honestly not surprised by Pierre Poilievre's response to the attack on Venezuela. And if I'm being honest, if he were Prime Minister right now, my guess that Canadians might have supported it. That's just my guess. Let me know in the comments what you think of Pierre's statements. Do you agree with me or do you see it differently? And if you do agree, and you're not subscribed yet, help out the channel by hitting the subscribe button below.
This is not a government. It's a bunch of crooked, corrupt narco people.
Okay, I gotta interrupt again. She just said that the government is made up of corrupt people. Okay, but I have to ask, who do you think the people are who just kidnapped the president of Venezuela? Are they good people? Because they don't care about the citizens of Venezuela. They never did. All the orange guy wants is your oil, and that's it. Now he's even threatening the interim president, saying do what they're told or face a second attack. Look, I understand that the long-standing Venezuelan government has been corrupt and tied to narcos. I'm not disputing that. But to be clear, the Trump administration is not much better. They are not the saviors that Venezuelan citizens might think they are.
We say no.
Not everyone here agrees with the means used to remove Maduro. Outside the U.S. consulate in Toronto, vocal opposition.
What you are viewing is full-scale use of military to steal the resources on other countries. And they're going to come for Canada. They're going to come for our water. They're going to come for our oil. They're going to come for our potash.
There was no consultation in particular about this decision.
Canada's former ambassador to the United Nations is Bob Rae.
The notion that America has the right to do whatever it wants in the region without anybody saying anything about it is, to put it mildly, problematic and difficult.
And to me, this is the biggest issue. Much bigger than just getting the dictator Maduro out of office. The real problem now is that Trump seems to believe that he can do whatever the hell he wants, say whatever he wants, and threaten to remove any leader he chooses. Just in the last 24 hours alone, he claimed that the president of Mexico isn't doing enough to take out the cartels, and openly hinted that the United States might step in and remove her. He also threatened Colombia, saying that their government isn't stopping the flow of drugs, so he may have to do it himself. Then you have little Marco Rubio, a guy who clearly sold his soul to the devil. I don't know where I heard that, but it was pretty funny. He is now warning that Cuba is in for some serious trouble in the future. All of these statements, this is something that the entire world needs to be watching very carefully.
But Ana Mendez has hope for the future of Venezuela now.
One of the most beautiful countries in the world, the beaches, the people, the women, the everything, the food.
Getting rid of Maduro is a good thing for a lot of people.
But among those who support Maduro's forced removal here, still a lot of questions about what it will mean for their families back home.
Again, I understand why removing Maduro feels like a positive outcome for many Venezuelans. But the real question is, at what cost? Will it come at the expense of Venezuela's natural resources? Will Venezuelans actually be free to run their own country the way they see fit? Or will they be forced to govern based on what the orange guy dictates? I mean, let's be real here. A dictator removed another dictator. And when the orange guy says he's going to run the country now, we already know that his priorities aren't the people. It never was. His interest is in the oil and bringing in the large U.S. oil companies.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country.
No, you're not going to be helping the people. What you're really going to be doing is making money for the billionaires and for the friends who already have a vested interest in the oil. And honestly, I feel sorry for the citizens of Venezuela, because my guess is that down the road, not too far, maybe a couple years from now, a lot of them are going to be very disappointed. But zooming out for a second, the fact that we're even in this mess right now is why so many people are concerned. The orange guy and Rubio are already starting to point fingers at other countries. I'm just waiting to see when that finger is going to be pointed back at Canada again. And when he does, we need to be ready to push back as a nation. Now, I wanted to end this video on a slightly lighter note. I'm going to play a video from Jamie Kaler, who put together a funny analogy skit about what just happened in Venezuela. Let's take a look, and I'll let it run straight through.
In a stunning late-night operation, I had some friends of mine execute a raid on my neighbor Tom's house. He put up quite a fight, but we got through, and he's in custody. I haven't liked what he's been doing over there for a while now, so I've decided to run his house myself. He leaves his Christmas lights up too long. He never trims his avocado tree that hangs over my fence, and I believe he's running fentanyl out of there. I can't prove the last one, but it makes sense. I've seen him speak Spanish. I got rid of the wife as well. I didn't really have a problem with her, but we did do a 4th of July block party, and she brought empanadas, so better safe than sorry. I've got them at a Residence Inn a couple towns over. I've been using his home as my own little man cave. Pretty great. It turns out he has a fantastic wine cellar that I have tapped into extensively. Anyway, I'll be running his home until a time when I can have a safe, proper, and judicious turnover to some other guy, which probably won't be happening soon. And just a heads up, I plan to take over some other neighbors' homes as well. Phil, across the street, has a pretty cool car I'd like to be in charge of. And Alex, who lives catty corner from me, has a wife who's a yoga instructor. Be taking that one soon. Again, doing it for the good of the neighborhood, so stay tuned.
Sounds ridiculous, right? But that's exactly what happened this past weekend. And with that, that's all I have for today. If you found any value in anything I shared in this video, and you're new to the channel, you can help support it by hitting the like and subscribe button below, and by sharing this video with your friends and family. Have a great rest of the day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.